Hey guys, my name is Renee Kuhn, and during the past 7 weeks, I have learned a lot more about my future profession than I thought I knew. The profession that I am pursuing is to become a physical education teacher at the secondary level. The reason that I decided I wanted to become a physical education teacher actually arose about 3 years ago. I was actually in nursing school, and I was on my way to become a nurse, and I was working as a CNA, and one day at work, I just felt like this isn't what I wanted to do anymore. My heart wasn't in it. I loved my patients and I loved my residents, but I just knew going to work, I dreaded it, and there was no love for my job. And I knew I needed to do something that I loved. That way I was getting up in the morning, and I was going to a job that I would enjoy and I wouldn't dread. When you dread your job, it doesn't make you put out the best love and support to others that are around you. You kind of put off a negative vibe, and that's not what I wanted to do. So I came home and I did some thinking, and I was thinking, well, what do you love to do? What is it that you want to do? How can you make all these things that you love into one? So I got to thinking, and I love physical activity. I have always been involved in physical activities and sports, and I'm a personal trainer as well, so kind of thought about that. And then I started thinking, I was like, okay, I love physical activities, I love sports, and I love kids. I always wanted to work with kids. So I was like, how can I make this all come to one? So I was like, why don't you become a physical education teacher? And I was like, oh, I never thought about that. So that's where it came from. And so I went and I observed a class one day, and I was like, this is what I was born to do. This is what God has been telling me I need to do. So I knew in my heart that I needed to do everything I can to pursue that. So immediately I got out of nursing school and I decided to take classes to become a teacher. Some of the educational requirements that I need to obtain before I can become a teacher is, one, I must obtain my bachelor's. My bachelor's degree that I am getting is in kinesiology, just because this is more like sports specific and I want to become a physical education teacher, so I felt like this is the right degree to get. You don't necessarily have to have your degree in kinesiology to become a physical education teacher. You just need to have your bachelor's degree. But one thing you do have to have is your credential. And since I want to be working in a high school environment, I must get my secondary credential, which is your single subject credential. So after I complete my bachelor's degree, I will hopefully be going into the credential program here at CBU. After I get my credential, I will have to go and pass the CBSET test along with another test. And once I complete those 2 tests, then I can go ahead and try finding a job as a physical education teacher. Some barriers of entry. Right now, it's more on the rise than it was in the past, but physical education has been cut down a lot more in schools. So that is kind of one little bump in the road, but I feel that as long as you're good enough at it, you will find it, and when God wants you to have that right job, He will put you into that position. Right now, my current qualifications. Unfortunately, I am not qualified to substitute, to teach in any way possible at a high school, because I do not have a certificate to substitute and I do not have a license to teach, and I am not in the position to get either or. One thing that I do believe might help me to get a job in the future is I do have personal training background, so hopefully that will help me. And why I would make a good fit? I believe I would make a good fit because it is something I love to do and it is a passion. So it's not something I'm going to be going to work and I'm not going to be putting off a negative vibe to people around me. Instead, I'm going to love what I'm going to be doing. And I feel like that is one thing that is very important in a job. And I do love kids. And I believe that I just put off a very positive way of getting kids and other people involved. So hopefully that is something that works well on my end as well. How can my positive influence on the quality of life? I believe that my positive influence to the students around me can make a huge difference, because I'm going to encourage students that they can do whatever they want to do. A lot of kids come in that may be obese, or some might have like disabilities and stuff, and they just give up really quick and easy. And I feel that with my positive energy and my positive attitude, that I am going to be able to encourage students to do better, and encourage them that although they may have a disability or there may be something wrong with them, that no matter what, that they are capable of doing it as long as they want to and they try to. So I believe that in that aspect I will be able to create a better quality of life for those students of mine. So, something new that I learned about my profession, usually I am a super shy person when I meet people, and I've learned that very, very well throughout this class and throughout the other couple classes. Doing some videos and stuff, it's been quite a difficult time for me, and I have learned that in my profession I really need to learn how to open up and just be myself. So that is one thing that I am currently trying to work on, although I am a personal trainer and I do work with big groups of people in boot camps and stuff. I didn't think it would be that hard standing in front of a camera and speaking with people, but I have learned that in myself I need to work a lot more on getting the words, putting my words together correctly, as in I just did wrong. So I believe that I do need to work on my wording. I need to work on being more like go-getter with it, instead of like being so shy about it. I just need to do what I feel like is in my heart and just go for it and do it. So those are a couple of things that I feel is something I need to work on, is stop being so shy and just go for it. And I also learned that it's going to be very hard work, and you aren't only going to just work when you're at school, you're going to bring a lot of your work home with you. So that is something that I am ready for, because it's going to be something that I'm going to love. So it's been very nice in this class, and I hope to see and hear from you and read all of everybody's posts maybe sometime in a different class. Hope you guys do well.